Hey guys, welcome to another video. We all know that TBC is going to launch sometime in the future. So why not start a mini-series where I take a class with a specific talent spec and put it to the test with 5 sets of BIS gear. Max BIS or Classic Endgame Best in Slot, TBC Pre-Raid BIS, Tier 4, Tier 5 and Full BIS. On the first episode, we're looking at the Frost Mage. Please take the DPS numbers with a grain of salt since I tested this on a private server, so the numbers might or might not be 100% accurate. I am not using any raid buffs or any raid debuffs like Bloodlust or Curse of Elements. However, when I do a Rogue or Warrior episode, I'll make sure I have Wind Fury. Also, please note that a mage would never stay Frost for the whole duration of TBC. That would be very unwise. The point of this video is to show the DPS you would have done if you did stay Frost. You can compare these numbers to a Fire and Arcane Mage video that I'll release in future episodes. This is the talent build I'm going to use for this test. For my buffs, I'm going to use a Flask, Molten Armor, Intellect buff and Brilliant Wizard Oil. For potions, I'll start with a Destructive pot and then use a Mana pot on the second cooldown. I'll also use 2 charges of Mana Emerald on all tests. For DPS, I'll be spamming Frostbolt and using Icy Veins, Water Elemental and Cold Snap on cooldown or as I best see fit. On the first test, we'll be comparing Classic WoW Best in Slot with TBC Pre-Raid Best in Slot. Feel free to pause the video at any time if I'm going too fast. I forgot to show it here, but I had 1045 Frost spell power on the TBC Pre-Raid Best in Slot. And there you go. The TBC Pre-Raid BIS is better than Nax BIS, but the Nax BIS isn't as far behind as I expected it to be. The Pre-Raid Best in Slot DPS does start picking up quite nicely after 1 minute due to the amazing trinket Darkmoon Card Crusade, and also because of it being hit capped, which unfortunately is not the case with the Nax Best in Slot. Also, since Nax Best in Slot has slightly more intellect than the TBC Pre-Raid Best in Slot, and because of some lucky Arcane Concentration procs, I was able to last a few seconds longer. Although I am not sure how relevant that is since I don't remember how long a typical boss fight lasts in TBC, but I thought I might as well include this information. Alright, let's get right on to the Tier 4, 5 and 6 BIS lists. And by the way, I did not build the sets myself. I had to go through several sources online to find the sets that I'm using, so I apologize in advance if something is incorrect. The Tier 4 and Tier 5 use more or less the same pieces. It is kind of like the change you'd see from going into Phase 3 from Phase 1. The full TBC Best in Slot, however, is a complete do-over since it uses items from endgame content like Black Temple and Sunwell Plateau. So let's see how these sets compare in DPS. Anyway, there you have it. You can see that the tier 4 and tier 5 DPS are very similar. It is basically RNG on which tier does better when it comes to Frost. Arcane Mages however do godly DPS with the tier 5 set, and Fire Mages do really well on tier 6. Cannot wait to demonstrate that on a future video. The Frost DPS with full BIS was quite decent, but I believe it is the lowest performing spec when it comes to in-game content. I can keep talking about this for hours if I wanted to, but I feel like I should keep this video short. The next class I want to work on is a hunter, so if anyone wants to help me out with TBC hunter content, hit me up on Discord and I'll invite you to my private server and we can start testing things out. Thank you guys for watching, do leave a feedback on the comments and don't forget to subscribe. Also, a big thank you to the patrons who support this channel, it really means a lot and I appreciate it. Peace.